Hey, what's up guys? My name is Nisa. Here we are again. So we are here today to talk to you about my experience at Second Sky. I don't know, does it say it right there? It does say it right there. So yeah, we're here to talk to you about Second Sky. Second Sky was a festival curated by Porter Robinson. Porter Robinson, in case you don't know, he had released an album called Worlds back in 2014. It gained a lot of traction. Prior to that, it was Spitfire, which got a lot of attention. Eventually, fast forward, we get to this festival, which had sold out in literally like 10 minutes. So it had so much success on ticket sales within the first day, he decided to make it a 2-day festival, which also sold out. I was very, 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 very lucky to be able to go to Second Sky, and I am eternally grateful for it because it was awesome. So at this festival, Porter Robinson had multiple artists. I believe it was a 6-artist lineup. Actually, let me just turn around. I think it was like Kyo Bonito, Wednesday Acapella, Campanella, Wednesday Campanella, G Jones. So Porter Robinson curated this festival with the idea that he wanted to not only create an escape for people, but also showcase artists that he greatly supports and he liked personally. So it was very diverse within the styles, and there were a few that I knew, a few that I didn't, and I had explored their discography on Spotify, and I wasn't too sure how that was going to go, but you know, you go into it with an open mind. So Porter Robinson opened the festival with his alias, which is Virtual Self. He hasn't had a lot of songs released on this alias, but it was a lot of fun. There was no re-entry allowed within the festival, and I do believe it was an 18 and up festival. I'm almost like 90% sure it was. The festival started at around noon, ended around I think like 10, 11 o'clock. So we get there, we see Virtual Self. That was a lot of fun. Well, we didn't really get to see him because we had to wait for merch, because this merch sold out day one, all of it, basically. We waited about 3 hours in line to get, I got a t-shirt and I also got a hoodie, a G Jones hoodie. My friends got a lot of other things, and they actually weren't badly priced either. I believe this t-shirt was only like $25, $35, something like that. But we got to hear a lot of the Virtual Self set, and the next one, I believe it was Wednesday Campanella. She was a lot of fun. I definitely will be checking out her Spotify a lot more here soon. After that, I want to say was Kyo Bonito, and that set was very interesting. Let me go back to the merch. I have to go back to the merch because that was a shit show. You got a bone to pick? I do got a bone to pick. We wait in line. So we get there, we head immediately to the merch, and basically everybody's just there. So these lines are formed that really don't really go anywhere. There's like at least 10 of these lines, but somehow funnel down to 5. Finally get up to the front to find out like if the line that we were in really wasn't a line and somehow combined into another line. It was stressful, annoying, it was exhausting, and not a lot of fun. The lines are ridiculous. Like I said, I had waited 2.5, 3 hours for a t-shirt and a hoodie. Worth it to me. I don't know about you, definitely worth it to me. I love this shirt. A lot of people were not happy about it. Day 2, I will say it was fixed. Props to Porter, he did fix it. Day 2, they had put up the metal rails. Yeah, they had put up metal rails and had you kind of like curve, and that not only made the lines a lot more tolerable, you had room to breathe, room to walk, like room to move. So yeah, day 1, we're going back to day 1. So yeah, I got to hear the Virtual Self set. I got to hear the Wednesday Campanella set. By the time we finally got out of all of that, I believe we did catch the end of Kyo Bonito, and they are a band from the UK. If you look them up, they have a very interesting eclectic look to them. I want to say she's Japanese. kind of goth Japanese, and her voice is the fluffiest, cutest thing that I've ever heard in my life. She has a song called Flamingo, and it's so pure and cute that I'm a fan. She was a lot of fun live, and somebody who I thought that honestly wasn't going to have any interest in being there for. But I'm really happy that Porter put the band on the lineup, because the whole purpose is to go and experience new things and listen to new music, and that was definitely accomplished. After Kiro Kiro was the G Jones set. He was only on the first day. I lost my soul to that set at least 4 times. It was absolutely beautiful. Definitely took you on a journey. The man is a genius. He knows what he's doing. Highly recommend checking him out if you haven't heard of him. He did post the set. The set is live, so check it out. After G Jones was the Cashmere Cat set. A lot of fun, a little bit more poppy. Started off with a Girls Just Want to Have Fun mix. I haven't bounced around like that in a while. Kind of got a little bit heavy there for a second, and people kind of started crowding in, but it was all out of fun. It was all out of good fun, and highly recommend. Again, Cashmere Cat is not somebody that I normally gravitate towards, because it's kind of like poppy, but also pop gone deep. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, pop bass. It's really contradicting, I know, but when you listen, you'll understand. It'll make sense, I promise. That was a lot of fun for me. And then as these sets are going on, they had the containers in the background, and then you had 8-bit flowers that Porter had that were big and cute. He had 8-bit clouds. Honestly, I couldn't have thought of a better venue for this. It's a lot of fun. Everything was perfectly placed. The bathrooms were relatively close. They had a lot in 2 different areas. Food was all in one area. The water station was relatively close to they only had 1 stage, mind you. I don't think I've said that prior. No choosing between which artists to go see, like how you normally would at any other festival. Vendors, there were none. There was only the merch tent. One of the things I did think that was really neat, even though I did want to buy, I'm always about buying art whenever I go to these festivals, supporting local artists and buying original things. I was pretty bummed at the fact that they didn't have any of the artists there, but what they did do was showcase, while you're waiting for the next set, people's art, and put their Instagram handle on it. So then you could go and follow said artist and inquire about their art. So I thought that was really neat. There's definitely a festival that was all about supporting. So yeah, there was the Kiriko G Jones set that I had lost my soul at, Cashmere Cat, where I had revived, reamped, and was ready for the next. And then it was Madian. He had played some really, really old music from his original days, and also some unreleased music as well. That was a lot of fun. And then right after that was Porter Robinson. Not the whole reason why a lot of people were there, but a majority of people were there to catch, again, this set that they hadn't seen since 2015. And it was amazing. He had taken some of the original songs and a lot of the original visuals that he had from that set and updated it. It was great. A lot of fun. It was very nostalgic for me and very, very beautiful. It was a lot of fun. And then at the end of that first day, he did close it out with his set with Madian. Madian and Porter Robinson had gone on stage and closed out the first night. He had also done this in order to raise money for his foundation, which is the Robinson Malawi Foundation, because his younger brother had gotten a form of cancer, and while it is not a very common form of cancer here in America, but the treatment is very curable, in other countries it is not. He wanted to help those people in the other countries, and all of the proceeds went towards that. And he matched it. Everybody who went to the festival donated, and you could even donate online. I'm not sure of the exact final number. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he did release a tweet. But I do know that a lot of money was raised for his foundation at the end of the entire festival, which is awesome. So day 2 started off a little bit differently. We went back to the merch. They had reserved a portion of it because they had a feeling that a lot of it was going to sell out. He had also sent out a notification via the app informing people that if they had followed the link that had been sent through said app, you could purchase the merch online for 24 hours. He found out about the long lines and that I had endured for 3 hours. Porta potties were always clean. Never went to a completely trashed one. So day 2 was the same lineup, but minus G. Jones. So on the lineup, it had said special guest. Everybody had their speculations leading up to the festival. My one friend was really spot on with who it was. It was Skrillex, which was awesome because I had not seen Skrillex, and he definitely has had a big part in me being into EDM. It was a lot of fun for him to put bits and snips of his old stuff into a lot of his new stuff. It was a very energetic set. So seeing the same artist on the second day was another experience because one, I had already had an idea as to what they were going to play or what kind of sounds were going to, come out of, and I didn't believe that they were going to do the same set 2 days in a row. And they didn't. They definitely played songs from the same, but it had a different vibe because now I knew, and I allowed myself to kind of let go a little bit more, especially with the Kyoko Bonito. Like, now I'm a fan. We're all fans now. She's great. The lead singer is so much fun. Day 1. Here's my other bone that I gotta pick with this festival. Leaving. Everybody leaves at the same time. We're out in Oakland on this harbor. There's no parking. No parking on the premises. He wanted everybody to carpool and utilize the shuttles that were available, and they were free. That would come from the BART station, which was their public transportation system. It was a giant cluster. Leaving, everybody funneled directly to the buses. It was so tight. You're walking like this and being just herded. And I'm tiny. I'm 5'2". I don't really have any kind of advantage when it comes to seeing over people. And a lot of the problems that we were running into was we couldn't see any of the barriers that were lined and funneling people. And it was just really weird because we had to go like down and up and then go around and then go around again and then go around. It was bad. There was no really like clear signage dictating as to where you need to go for if you needed to go to Uber or if you needed to take the shuttles. It took a good hour and a half, 2 hours to get out. I didn't get home that night until about like 1 o'clock, and I was exhausted due to that. It was bad. It was absolutely horrible. The good news is though, they kept the shuttles going, and by the time we got on one, we just ended up walking. We got on a shuttle, got dropped off at the BART station, walked about 10 minutes in Oakland, and then got an Uber back to our hotel because the BART system, the public transportation system, had closed. I believe they had closed at like 11, and it was already like 12:30 by the time that we had gotten out. Bit ridiculous. But second day was a little bit easier. They had taken out some of the barriers that had caused a lot of the frustrations, but it was still a lot of hurting. Still not as clear communication and signage when it came to which direction you had to go to, but luckily we had already previously done it, so we had an idea, we knew the layout now, and we got on a bus like that and got back home. I do greatly appreciate the fact that this festival, one, is coming back for another year. He's already put it on the pamphlet for this year, that next year will be happening. So I'm not sure as to when tickets are going to go on sale for that, but I'm assuming loyalty codes will be sent out primarily, and then he'll probably release it to the public, do another pre-sale, all of that jazz. So if you're wanting to go to that, I highly recommend. I can't imagine him doing this same exact thing, and I honestly can't imagine him doing another world set. I think that was the last one. I don't think we're getting another one, and I do want to say somebody posted it already. So check it out. And I'm sorry if you missed it. I lived it and it was great. But check out that album too. It's an absolutely beautifully made album with a lot of heart behind it, and highly recommend. Day 2 was still pretty crowded. We thought originally it wasn't going to be, considering everybody had really purchased for day 1 and they didn't release day 2 until a little bit later. I think I lost more room on the second day. Keep in mind, whenever you do go to festivals like this and you know it's going to be crowded, it's a marathon, not a race. Make sure you eat properly, not just once. Take care of yourself. and you'll be able to enjoy the music a lot longer and a lot more comfortably. I'm really excited as to what Porter is going to come up with for next year. I'm excited to see what artists are going to be on the lineup. Like I said, I'm just really excited to see what 2020 brings for Porter Robinson. He is definitely somebody who deserves every inch of success. So thank you, Porter. We appreciate you. Thank you for giving us Worlds. Thank you for giving us Spitfire. Thank you for giving us Virtual Self. Thank you for giving us Second Sky. Thank you for listening to your fans as well when it came to, you know, having these frustrations with the lines and the merch and the shuttles. That says a lot. It says an absolute lot. If you want to stay up to date with Second Sky and Porter Robinson and see what he has next on his radar, follow him on all of his social media. Follow the Second Sky on Twitter. I know that's where they released a lot of the information regarding it, especially with tickets. That was their most used platform. Make sure you check out Festpop.com for your deals on cars, flights, hotels, because we know traveling and going to these festivals can take a lot of money, and we want you to go. We want you to have a good time and experience some great music. Find your next adventure on Festpop. Where are you going to go next? Let me know. I want to know. Am I invited?